Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. Today I am reviewing Rose d'Homme by Les Parfums de Rosine, a French company that I've never heard of before in my life, and I'm hoping some of you have, so we can maybe discuss it. So first I need to say, the lovely people at beautyspin.co.uk and .com sent me this. They asked me if I'd review it, and I said, of course I will. Why would I not? I'm all for smelling new things. Hi Kate, by the way. Hope you're well. So yeah, I thought, why not try it? This is a French company. They've got 36 fragrances, in fact, all containing rose. So really, for the rose lovers, this company. This one came out in 1995, and I think it's one of the very few they actually have for men. And let me tell you, it's only the last week that I've actually figured this one out. It stumped me so much. I'm not the best with men's fragrances, and this one took me a lot of digging to be able to try and put it into words how it smells. So they've actually just released a new fragrance called Rose de Neige, I think, which looks amazing. It's all based around roses in the snow. I've never heard of them before, so maybe it might bring them to light a little bit. The box is kind of cool. So the top notes are bergamot and lemon. The heart notes are vanilla, lavender and leather. And the base notes are rose, vetiver, jasmine and patchouli. And mandarin. So the pyramid is kind of switched around up on its head a little bit there. You've got rose in the base, which is a little bit unusual, and then vanilla in the heart. So I really appreciate that straight away. It was something that I thought was a little bit unusual. So what does it smell like though? So yeah, here's the box. It's shiny, it's got roses on it. Wouldn't you believe? I really want to try some of their other stuff now, I must admit. Look how much has been used. Not all by me, but yeah, here's the bottle. A lot of their bottles have little things hanging off. Little trinkets, little treasures, things like that. So let me spray it on my hand. I've been wearing it a few times, but yeah, it's been worn quite a lot. So what does it smell like? This one to me, really, the overall feeling of it, first of all, it feels like a vintage fragrance. It feels like it's way older than 1995, and I would class it, like I said, as it's like an aromatic vintage at first. It's really nice. The citruses are there, they're not too massive, but it does feel citrusy, aromatic and vintage at first. It feels very gentlemanly. I would say it's kind of softly masculine, this one. It's not, it doesn't scream, I am man, hear me roar. But yeah, it's got a softly aromatic citrus opening, and it smells like a bit of a throwback fragrance as well. So what's in the background is vetiver, leather and patchouli. They're right in the background though at first. They're there, but it's the dancey citruses that are there at first, and that's what's given it its kind of masculine feel here. It feels a little bit dusky. It almost feels like there's aldehydes in it. I don't know why I say that, but it's got that kind of vintagey oak moss kind of feel, and it has a dusky type tone to it. A little bit dry as well, but it's quite full-bodied at first. It's really nice, actually. Not something I would wear personally, but yeah, it's really nice. It feels, I've smelled a couple of times when I've worn this, I have felt like there's something maybe a little bit vegetal in the opening as well, or the wet stages. Kind of maybe like capsicum or chili pepper, and I don't mean chili pepper in the spicy way, but I mean, it feels like there's something vegetal in there. There's something, a little bit of the earth in a weird way. And this is the weirdest observation I made, and it might sound crazy to some, but when I first put it on, the first 5 times I sprayed this wet, I felt like it was maybe a distant cousin to Coco by Chanel, but a masculine version. If Chanel had released a masculine version of Coco, that's what this feels like. It's very strange, but it's true, in my opinion. So after the initial wet stages, it does take a turn. It does venture into what I would call masculine chypre territory. Like I said before, it feels like there's oak moss in here, even though it's not listed. Maybe it's the vetiver that's kind of giving it that illusion or something, but it feels like if a chypre was made for men in vintage times. What the hell is vintage times? I don't know, but you know what I mean. So far, I haven't mentioned the elephant in the room, and that is rose. Their company is based around roses, and all of their fragrances have rose in. And the reason I haven't mentioned it so far is because rose is in the base of this fragrance, so you don't smell it immediately. It takes you in a different direction in the beginning, but then, when the rose starts to finally reveal itself, the fragrance never becomes rosy as such, but the rose lends its character to the fragrance. It gives it a touch of feminine softness without going into full-on, this is a lady's fragrance. It makes it softly masculine even further. It's got a powderiness to it as well, which is lovely. So yeah, it comes a bit later, the rose. It mingles in with this dry vintage tone and lends its powderiness and makes it, like I said, a little bit more feminine. The thing I can notice the most is this dry tone. The rose touch in this stops it from going to way man chypre. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like the rose is the overseer while everything else kind of just bubbles away. Do you know what I mean? I don't mean bubbles away, I mean just like bubbles away. The dry stages I think are quite nondescript, and that's not a bad thing. I think it's just really well blended. It's just the rose doesn't get any stronger or anything when it dries. It's just it takes over the entire character of the fragrance, and what it becomes is a manly, soft fragrance that feels like a throwback fragrance. I've said it before. It's really well crafted. It lasts a really, really long time. I mean, I put this on in the morning and I could still smell it when I got home from work 8 hours later. It's not the biggest projector, and the sillage isn't massive either, but it's definitely the longevity that is where this fragrance wins. I find it really interesting. I think it's quite cool. Not something I would wear, like I said, but for you rose lovers out there, you guys that love rose in your fragrances, then I would definitely at least check them out. I'm definitely intrigued by some of the other fragrances they sell, especially that snow one. I need to go and check that one out. Anyway, you guys, you can get this at beautyspin.co.uk and .com. I'll put links below. Thank you, Beautyspin, for sending me this. It was very kind of you. Why would I not review it? Thanks, Kate. Anyway, match my logo, click my logo to subscribe, and I'll see you guys down there. I won't see you down there. I'll see you soon for another review. Okay, bye.